Welcome back to The Unseen Shift. Today we're discussing the ghosts that live in the room with us, the unhealed wounds from childhood, and how we try to banish them with a single powerful phrase. It was tough, but I turned out fine.
I've definitely said that. I think most people have. It feels like a statement of strength, you know? I survived. I'm here. I'm fine. What's wrong with that?
Well, on the surface, nothing, but often fine is a fortress we build to keep ourselves from feeling a pain that was once just overwhelming.
Right.
It's a brilliant defense mechanism. We call it denial. But while the mind denies, the body keeps the score.
Yeah, that suppressed pain doesn't just vanish. It changes form. It becomes chronic anxiety, a short temper, or that deep-seated fear of not being good enough, or that people will always leave.
And those subtle wounds are incredibly powerful.
Okay.
The landmark ACEs, the Adverse Childhood Experiences study, it proved this.
Right.
It's not just about big T traumas like abuse. It's also emotional neglect or, growing up with a parent who was struggling with their own demons.
Yes.
These things literally wire our nervous system. They set our default for how we trust, how we connect, how we react to stress for the rest of our lives.
And we see those defaults play out every single day at work.
All the time.
You have the manager who's a chronic people pleaser, so terrified of any conflict, they end up letting their team down.
I know that person.
And then you have the employee who is so defensive. Any feedback feels like a personal attack.
We call them difficult personalities, but it's rarely about personality. It's a trauma response.
Exactly.
They aren't reacting to a project deadline. Their nervous system is reacting to a primal fear of abandonment or failure that was coded into them years ago.
That makes a lot of sense, but it must look different for different people. I feel like the men and women I know process this stuff in completely opposite ways.
They do, and the data here is staggering.
Wow.
Research consistently shows men are more likely to experience trauma, yet women are twice as likely to develop clinical PTSD.
It's an incredible stat.
And the reason isn't weakness or resilience, it's the language of pain we're allowed to speak.
Exactly. For men, trauma is often forced outward.
Right.
It's externalized. It comes out as anger, irritability, or it's numbed with substances, gambling, workaholism. The pain is there, but it's wearing an aggressive or a stoic mask.
Because that's the main emotion we're given permission to feel. It's acceptable to be angry. It's not acceptable to be afraid or heartbroken.
And for women, it's often the opposite.
Right. The trauma is turned inward. It's internalized.
Okay.
It becomes anxiety, depression, that relentless inner critic, or the body itself starts to speak the pain through migraines, fibromyalgia, digestive issues.
Yes.
We misread the signals entirely. We just see an angry man and an anxious woman, not two souls hurting from a similar wound.
And the corporate world penalizes both.
Yeah.
We're punishing the symptom because we're completely blind to the source.
And this is the engine of intergenerational trauma.
Oh, yeah.
It's not genetic, but it's inherited. It's passed through attachment.
Yes.
A parent with unhealed trauma, they parent through the lens of that trauma. They might be emotionally distant or chaotically overbearing.
Wow.
So the child learns that behavior as the blueprint for love and safety. And without intervention, they can pass that same broken blueprint to their own kids.
That's the scariest thing to hear as a parent. The idea that I'm passing on my own invisible baggage. How do you even begin to stop that cycle?
You just took the most important step, awareness. It's not about being a perfect parent. That's impossible.
Never.
It's about being a conscious parent. It's about pausing in a moment of anger and just asking, is this about my child? Or is this an echo of something from my own story? Healing your own wounds is the most profound gift you can give to your children.
Yes.
It's how you declare that the pain stops with you. Now, here's a question for all of you listening. What is one recurring reaction you have to stress, to love, to failure that you've always disliked in yourself? And what might change if just for a moment you saw it not as a personal flaw,
But as a brilliant strategy your younger self created just to survive?